eNCA's Athi Mtongana is in Cape Town for us at the Cosatu rally happening there this morning. Athi, we spoke to you just a short while ago. Certainly workers are now showing up in their numbers.
A very good morning to you again, Michelle. Yes, the march is about to get underway. Workers have started gathering behind me. I'm going to ask my colleague to show you the number of marchers that have gathered here this morning, Michelle. They are joined by the minister right now. The Minister of Police, Bheki Cele, is here and will be marching with them this morning. Let me just quickly throw to him, Michelle, and ask about his presence here. National government now, part of this march, specifically the police ministry. Minister, tell us why you are part of this march today, and we are seeing that you're in the forefront and you will be marching with the workers who will be going to Metro Rail as well as Parliament.
Well, to start with, I'm deployed here as a member of the ANC, convening all the ANC members here. That's the first one. But secondly, we as the ministry, we are concentrated here at the present moment. You know that they've just killed the police at Nyanga and Kailisha, but also with the question of gangsters and all that. So there are government things that we are working, but also trying to work on the ANC matters. But mostly today, I am sent by the ANC to speak on behalf of the ANC here as a person delegated and as a person deployed in the Western Cape.
With all humility, Minister, let me just divert quickly and just touch on, put on your hat right now as a Minister of Police. Let's talk about the protests that are currently happening and playing out throughout the country. Many parts of the country right now are burning. Residents are taking to the street in protest. If not about land, it's about many services that they feel that government is not offering them. And we're seeing a violent element to these protests, and I mean it's crucial that security at this point is looked at in terms of how these protests are controlled by authorities. What do you have to say to that, Minister?
Thanks for ambushing me on this one. Yes, indeed, it looks like there is some kind of instability. Your trucks at Moy River, people burning tires and all of that. Our job is not to block and is not to stop those protests. It's only the problem when they become violent. Otherwise, most departments of the government must be doing their work. The people, the local government must do their work, education, everybody, transport and all. But once they get out of the protest, that could be legitimate or illegitimate. As the police, were not there to block them, we are there to react when there is trouble. For instance, I'm sure you have seen the numbers of the people that we have arrested at Moy River. 54 of them, 18 of them are drivers, were processing them and all that. But we are not going to arrest people for protesting. You saw those that they shot people in the taxi rank in Durban. We have arrested quite a big number of them, 16 of them, and we have taken their guns and all that. Here, those that shoot police here, we have arrested them here at Kailisha. We have arrested those that they shoot the family and the friends at the Brown's farm. So our job is to arrest, but don't expect police to be used to block the legitimate grievances of the people of South Africa. But please, as you do that, don't break the law, because you are inviting us, and if you invite us, we'll be there.
Now back to your hat as the member of the National Executive Committee of the ANC. For instance, right now, Makasa here in Cape Town, residents have taken to the streets. They've blocked the N2 highway. It speaks to the many protests that are happening right now in the country. They are calling on a ward councillor to be taken out of his position. And many of them, in so many of these protests in the country, they're calling upon leadership, be it the mayors, the councillors, to come and speak to them or give up their titles because they feel they're not doing enough to deliver on some of the services that are expected. Do you think that the government that is at power today is not doing something about what's happening on the ground, because they are calling on the faces of government, of faces of service delivery, to come down to the people where, they're burning streets, burning tires. They want those faces to come and be accountable. Do you think that authorities are turning a blind eye? Because often, it takes forever for authorities to actually get to the sites where it burns.
Maybe explaining the government, because I'm in Western Cape, people will expect to speak otherwise. government is straight here. Is your national, is provincial, is local, it doesn't matter where you are. That's why whenever I'm here dealing with the government things, I make invitation, especially with the MC of the police here, Plato, whom seems to be working now, but also I'm trying to get government with the mayor and everybody, because the government will only win if we work together. For instance, the crime matters. The crime matters are not just crime matters per se. It also goes with the environmental design, where you find here at the Nyang and all, people can't move because there are no houses, things are packed and all that. There is no lightning. Remember, people were killed in Marikana, about 18 of them, some 9 months back. There are no lights, still no lights. So I don't want to say DA is doing this, ANC is doing this. So government at all levels, we must work together. You ask the question, do you think what government is doing very well? I agree. Government could do much better. Regardless of who runs this government, I think we need to work together and be able to respond to the cries and grievances of the people.
All right, thank you, Minister. I have to leave you to get back to the march. Thank you very much. The Minister saying that authorities are not doing enough to make sure that the cries of residents across the country are heard in terms of service delivery. Right now, Michelle, I can tell you that in Makassar, as I said to the Minister, residents have taken to the street blockading the N2 in Krabo as well and in Vrygrond as well. And it's not just the Western Cape, it speaks to a lot that is happening right now in the country with residents, with South Africans taken to the streets over many issues, including land and obviously service delivery. Right now, these marchers, Michelle, are making their way to Metro Rail to hand over a memorandum about trains, the bed state of trains, and then after they will march to Parliament.
Well, thanks very much for that update. Our reporter Athi Mtongana is in Cape Town for us as we continue with our coverage of those May Day rallies taking place around the country.